Hello, my beautiful people from Untouchable Mama. Thank you for watching our YouTube channel. Please do not forget to subscribe and press the notification button. Thank you. One love. Bye bye.
Good morning, the Chairman, Human Rights Defender, and Access to Justice Advocacy Center, our legal department, able viewers, co-comrades. My name is Mrs. Solushola, live from Allen Avenue branch. We have a case of landlady and tenant reported in this office by one Mrs. Amadi Patricia C, an Italian-based, Europe-based woman against one Mr. Tochukwu, a tenant, which we handled yesterday, and this case was postponed because we need the attention, the presence of Mr. Kingsley in this house based on the allegation against him. Okay, we have the parties in the house. We have Mr. Tochukwu, a representative of Mrs. Amadi Patricia, and Mr. Kingsley. Join us as we interview the party. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Tochukwu, how are you, sir?
I'm fine, madam.
Okay, good. Yesterday you briefed this office on the issue of reported against you here. You were briefed and you respond back to the allegation. In the course of your statement, you mentioned Mr. Kingsley that you were locked out in the apartment where you were occupying for 6 good months, and secondly, your car was forcefully expanded in that compound because they locked the major gate and you were not able to move your car to make use of it as an Uber driver so as to pay them the debt you are owing. Can you briefly give us a brief of that statement again, since we have Mr. Kingsley in the house? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, madam. My name is Mr. Tochukwu. That was after I paid instrumentally when we had an agreement. After my house was locked up and they reopened it back again.
How was the house locked up?
Okay. It was a day I was at home. Although I explained to them that I'm having financial issues.
Okay.
That was when Mr. Casey packed into that compound because he was living somewhere.
Yeah.
And he's still having that same financial issue. Then he moved into the compound.
Who moved in?
Him. He packed from where he was living and
okay.
moved into the present compound we have. So I thought I have financial issue that they should give me.
Who rented the apartment to you?
He was the one, Mr. Kingsley.
Okay.
So I told him to give me some time to worry around to offset the bill.
How much were you owing?
That was then, it was a year, 2 months.
A year, 2 months. Yes. How much is your rent?
Rent is 350.
350?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it was 2016 a year rent end.
Were you paying, how many years have you stayed here?
Now 6 years. Now you may just call it 5 years plus.
How have you been paying your rent?
When I rented the apartment on November 2014,
yeah,
it will expire on November 2015. So November 2015, I did not renew the rent when it expired because that was after the election. I lost my job. Election was held middle of 2015.
No, I'm coming. When you paid your rent, no, just station here. I've told you not to be there. You don't need to see my face. Just respond. Okay. When you paid your 1 year rent, which is 350, did you pay 2 years or 1 year?
I paid 1 year.
1 year.
Yes.
Okay. When the rent expired, when you lost your job, yes, you were not paying. You were not renewing the rent as ought to be again.
Yes, that was in 2016.
So you've already breached the contract of a yearly tenant between the landlord.
Yes.
Okay.
Then a lawyer gave me a notice.
Which of the lawyer?
She's the one here.
Okay.
She gave me a notice.
She gave you the notice when?
She gave me a notice.
When you started owing?
When I was owing.
Well, then you've owed a year plus or before? Is it up to a year?
That was a year. after a year, she gave me the notice.
Okay.
Because when
How
the
many
rental
months notice?
she gave me, it's like let me check.
Go ahead. But at least she gave you a notice.
She gave me a notice.
Is it 7 days?
7 days notice.
Before the 7 days notice, were you
7 days notice.
Were you served any quit notice before then?
There's a notice that this man brought at the court. They manipulated these documents.
How do you mean it was manipulated?
It was not originally from.
Put your phones on silence, please. Put your phones on silence.
See this document, that was what they presented at the court.
Hold on.
The notice they presented at the court. You can see the up is different, the middle is different, and the down is different. They cut it and paste it on a plain sheet and photocopy it. Then I told the court that this notice was not given to me.
You said the up is different?
You can see.
How?
You see this thing now? You see this is another different, and this is another different. Because the original, I signed the original. You see this one? You can see how exactly the original was. And you can see different.
No, it depends if it was fraud. But did they present the...
They did not give me this. But they present this one at the court. I told them this is not what they gave to me. And this was put in writing, and this was typed. That is the original collected by me. That is this one. This is the original. They gave this. This is what they brought at the court. So, madam, let me continue. Then, on a fateful day, I came back from work. The lawyer came into my apartment. I said I should come outside. I should come outside. I should come outside. I said, madam, what was the problem? I should come outside. I was putting on my shorts and a top. I came outside. She padlocked my apartment. Then
Who said you should come out? You should come out.
The woman said I should come outside the apartment. I came outside the apartment. She padlocked the apartment.
Was there any prayer arrangement between yourself and herself before that day, before she asked you to come out and she padlocked the place?
Yes. I told them they should give me time to raise the money.
Okay.
That's what I told them. They should give me time to raise the money.
Did you for once tell anybody that among them that you were traveling?
Traveling?
Yes.
No. Let me start.
Because I would not want you to take my time. We have so many cases piled up and I have another appointment because I heard what you said yesterday.
Let me make it snappy. So in the night, I came to Casey house. I told Casey, look at what happened. That my apartment was locked. Then he said yes.
Hold on. How did they lock the door? Did they use another padlock to
padlock it? Yes. And the key, not my key, their own key, new key. And they gave the padlock, the key to Mr. Kinsley. Then I told Mr. Kinsley, it's unfair.
So the house was actually padlocked before you got home?
Or no, I was inside the home. They said I should come outside. I came outside, they padlocked their key. How many people came
to your house then?
Only one person, the woman.
This lawyer?
Yes. Okay. Then I went to Casey house in the evening time. I told you, I waited till he came back from work. I asked him, what we could do this wrong? I thought I had an agreement with you people to have me, give me some time, and no order, and he said I should come outside. The woman said I should come out from the house and padlock the house. He said that he was aware. I said, okay, now where do you want me to stay? He said he doesn't know. Then I was hanging around. After 2-3 days, no, maybe just within a week, I told Casey it's unfair. I don't have a clothes to put on. What I'm putting on is what I'm wearing. Then he said that he'll give me only 10 minutes. He brought out the key. I said, you give me only 10 minutes to go inside and change. and pick up whatever I want to pick.
Which is the Kingsley?
Kingsley, yes. In a fateful afternoon, he opened the door. He was standing at my entrance door. He was counting the time. Said I should watch at 10 minutes.
When they locked the door, where were you sleeping?
That's what I explained to you, that I was hanging out outside. I was hanging outside.
You're sleeping outside?
Yeah, outside the compound.
For 3 days?
Not even more than 3 days. More than 3 days.
Okay, how did you, because you told us yesterday that they locked the door for 6 months.
That's what I'm trying to tell you what is happening. Then,
can you go straight to the point?
That was when Casey, I told you I don't have a clothes. Then, he opened the door from the gate entrance for me. Then I pick up my clothes, which I told you. I picked 2 trousers and I picked 2 shirts. Then I left the compound.
Hold on. Did you for once discuss issue of NEPA bill, electricity bills that you are not paying, and they told you that they told the NEPAs that you are not constant in that house for that reason is the reason why they asked you. Since you told them that you are traveling, they decided to lock the door.
Thank you very much, madam. That's why I came with NEPA bill here, because when Casey was not living in that compound, one handling the issue. When I came back, Casey handed a NEPA bill to me. I told Casey, you know that you locked my apartment. You locked my apartment. Why can't you tell the NEPA to stop bringing bill? Since that you locked up my apartment. He told me that he had informed the lawyer. And lawyer told him that he have sent a letter to the NEPA to stop bringing the bill. And but NEPA keep on bringing the bill. I said, oh, NEPA keep on bringing the bill. And you still compiling it.
Okay, did they lock the door because of the NEPA bill? Or
not
they
because of the NEPA bill, because of the rent.
Because of the rent.
Yes. And when they showed the NEPA bill, that was when I came back on the November, when I paid 100,000 naira to move into the apartment.
Station your face.
When I paid the 100,000 to move into the apartment, that was on the November time. Then that's what they presented the bill to me. I told him, it's unfair. This bill, you know that you locked the apartment, and you're supposed to tell the NEPA to stop bringing in bill.
Okay, how long did they lock the NEPA, the apartment?
6 months. That's when I came back,
okay.
On November.
All right.
I have the evidence here.
What is the evidence, please?
Good. They say that I'm owing 186,000.
As NEPA bill?
Yes.
Okay.
Before, when we park into the yard compound, each bill was having almost outstanding bill of 100,000 in it. The tenant that was living there, I was 100 in NEPA issue.
Stay there. Yeah.
The NEPA, each bill having an outstanding bill on almost 100,000 plus on it. Then each of the time, no tenant would accept it. No tenant that all the other tenants refuse to take the bill, because when they say this is a standing bill, they're supposed to have a clean bill because this is a new house. Then we made a complaint to them, the owner of the house. They say that they will try to do something to offset it. Then I told the tenants that what we'll be doing is that we had a meeting that any bill they gave to us, if it's 1,000 naira on top of it, they should pay the 1,000 naira and leave that outstanding. Because it was not what the bill was not. We are not the one that accumulated the bill.
Yeah.
Good. So there was a time, all the time, NEPA will, because of that, they saw that we have a standing bill. They use our building like making money from more. They will come and cut the lights, so that we come and pay and reconnect. So we get tired of it.
So you're not actually the first tenant in that apartment?
I'm the first tenant on my apartment because I don't have even meter there. Okay. The other building, because my apartment was built after they built the main building.
Okay, and so the accumulated bill was actually from other tenants.
That is it.
That have packed out.
That is packed out.
Okay, so they were just disconnecting the building
because of accumulating
bills, and the landlord did not offset the bills.
They did not offset the bill.
Okay.
I told the tenants, even those people that used the accumulated bill are packed out. New ones that came in when I packed in.
They inherited.
They said they will not take the bill. We start having issue with the NEPA. I told NEPA, all the people were cutting our life. They had a meeting with the owners of the building. Then they told us that they offset the bill. Then there was a time it got into our neck. We said, okay, what we will do? We did a meeting that we will go to NEPA head office at CMD, Kejahe, that will pay some certain amount inside the bill so that they will delete it entirely. I have it here with me.
How much is the outstanding bill?
Outstanding bill is 95,000. See the bill here. I have the outstanding because there was a time they asked me, he sent this man to come and collect the bill for me. I refused to give him the main bill.
You're supposed to have separated it from
I
all these
separated,
bills
I
because you don't have
separated
all
it.
these-
They have different issues one by one.
Okay, why?
Yes. Okay, good, madam. Because inside this one, they paid deposit of 40,000. This is 92,000. That is their standing bill. And my flat doesn't have meter, but I collected this bill so that I will pay anyone that will come in on top of it. I will pay it so that there will be
Your current bills.
yes. So and when they paid, they say 40,000 deposited. We went to CMD with this madam.
Remaining 50-something thousand.
Yes. Then they bought the second bill again. It was they did not deduct it. It still reflects.
The 40,000.
It still reflects. They did not deduct it. See the second bill. They bought the second bill again. Check the dates.
92,000.
You see it?
Yeah.
Good. Then this other bill, they keep on accumulating. Let me show you the months. It's keep on accumulating. When I left, when they locked the apartment, my bill was 128,000 naira was there because my that I accumulated is almost at 20-something thousand.
20-something thousand.
That is the one I accumulated. I make it so 120-something thousand.
What should be your own personal bills?
My total personal bill is 36,000.
36,000.
36,000.
What are the appliances you are using in that house?
I don't even have meter.
No. What are the appliances you have in your house? Your television, your radio, your what and what did you have in the house?
My television, my fridge. And my
What kind
AC.
of fridge?
Just medium fridge. And my AC.
Fridge,
And my AC.
AC,
Yes.
and what again? You have some lighting points. You have fan,
Yes, I have standing fan.
standing fan, what of ceiling fan,
No, I don't have ceiling fan.
and what again? Then you have some lighting points.
Yeah, box.
How many bulbs?
Say
How many room apartments? Two bedroom.
But I'm just using only one bedroom because no one is in the other bedroom. And normally I live alone. All these things I don't even because I go out in the morning and come back in the night.
Hold on. All these are things that you guys need to have resolved because you should be okay. The first, when you live there, yes, agreed, you have inherited bills.
Yes.
The bills they brought to you are same. The current bills you were seeing before you were locked out of the apartment. How much was your bill in a month?
In a month,
Yeah.
the bill they are giving us estimated bill because I don't have meter. Sometimes they give me 500. Sometimes I bring 1,005. It is here.
Okay, 500, 1,005.
1,005. Sometimes 1,000, 1,002.
Okay, let's say even if it is 1,005 every month.
Yes.
Let's say it's 1,000. What kind of thing are you using that NEPA will give you 500? If 500 naira is the estimated bills.
Sometimes, if you know what they are the one that are doing to us,
No,
that's
hold
not
on.
bad.
100 because
There was
if,
that
hold
above
on,
500.
excuse me. If the highest bill, how much is the highest bills you have paid in the apartment?
Okay, let me show you. The bills I've been paying. You can see this one.
No,
2,000.
your current bills that NEPA have charged you, how much is the highest?
The highest.
Yes,
I've seen 2,005 and 4,000 plus.
4,000 plus.
Yes. Let me
NEPA
see.
have not overcharged you.
No, 2005. They keep giving me steady. That's 2005. That is it.
Do you know how much is NEPA service charge? That there is a steady current charge that they ought to be charged. Because I don't know who you guys met in the NEPA office. One, you are using AC because you should be charged by points. You are using AC, you are using fridge, you are using fan, you are using some lighting points, you are using television, and I believe you have radio there or whatever. All those, and Nigerians, everybody is too fond of, you are outside, your light in the bedroom is on, the one in the bedroom is, sitting room is on, the kitchen is on. Those are the things. If we are to be built based on what we use, I think you will not be complaining that NEPA is giving you 500 naira in Nigeria. Which country is that?
There was a time they brought 500. They said that one is service charge, not even.
I'm coming, even because you say that at times 500, at times 1,500. There is no way. My own understanding, because I've been using meter. Even if you buy, you get a prepaid meter and you use cards. Then on your AC, load 1,500 naira in your car. Hold on. Excuse me. I don't want all this demonstration.
Okay.
You load 1,500 in your prepaid meter. Then on your AC and check how many minutes or how many hours that 1,500 naira will go with you and your AC in that house. So if you have AC, you have television, you have fridge, you have fans, and I'm very sure if there's no way you will not on your fridge, because even if you have nothing in the fridge, you will still on the fridge so that rats will not go into the fridge to cause more damage to the fridge. So you must on your fridge, you must on your television. If you are at home, your fridge will be on, your fan will be on, or your AC will be on. So if you check all this and at the end of the day, NEPA give you 1,500, even 4,500 or whatever, you cannot say you are being estimated or giving outrageous bill. It's still within what you are consuming, because there is no how NEPA will not give you light 3-4 times in a month. So that aside, if you know your current bills, you will clear your current bills, because there is no outrageous. When it comes to NEPA, go and resolve it in NEPA. If NEPA is estimating you, they will tell you there. If they are not estimating you and you are being billed based on what you have, then another thing, you must provide a proof that within the period that you have not been in that apartment, then there shouldn't be any charges coming to that place. If you have a proof, it's subject to be waived. It has happened before. I have traveled out of the country and I have been billed, and I have my passport to the NEPA office. This is my going out, this is my when I travel out of the country, and this is when I come in. So you cannot bill me while there is nobody in my apartment and I have proof to that. And it was waived. So the period you were not outside that you were being waived, if you have proof to that, meet NEPA, they waived it while you pay your current charges that you accumulated.
Thank you very much.
Yes. So, secondly, I don't want to know that you have already explained yourself. Don't take much of my time. I believe you are hearing people outside.
The NEPA, I've not even cleared everything.
Go to NEPA and sort that out. Okay. If NEPA bring you up to our office, then we'll address the issue. But this is not a NEPA issue. I'm just trying to clarify some areas so that you will not have problem with that. If that is the problem, you can. Okay. I'm just giving you a tip of what you can do. This bill is not outrageous. 500 to 1,500 is not outrageous anyway. Okay, and when you have no meter, NEPA ought to bill you more than this, because you have no meter, and your landlord ought to provide you meter in your apartment.
Yes, which I've been asking.
But hold on, you were aware that there was no meter when you parking?
Yes.
Okay. Was there any agreement that they were going to fix meter for you?
I've been asking. They said that they will fix. He will fix.
Was there any conversation between you and them on chat?
No.
Okay. So keep that aside.
So, but what I'm trying to understand now is that the outstanding bill that is in that bill, because they are calculated all together, say that I'm owing 186. You
cannot pay outstanding. What I'm telling you is, listen. What I'm saying, the period you are not there, have proof of it. If you have proof of it, you will pay for what you consume. Then the inherited bills, you cannot pay somebody inherited bills in anybody's building. If the landlord was not able to arrest the tenant or stampede the tenant or take anything that what the outstanding bills of the tenant, and they allow the tenant to leave, they should be able to offset their bills and not allowing a new tenant to inherit another person's bill.
Okay.
So if you are going into any apartment, you just have to ask your landlord if there is any inherited bills, if you are the one to pay or you are not, to avoid any further problem. Then outside that, your own bill, because you have idea of what they have been bringing to you. Yes. You've lived there for 5 years. So you have idea what they have been bringing to you as your normal bill, yes, which is between 500 naira to 1,500. Am I right?
Yes.
So if you have gotten up to 2,500 or whatever, that is what you can argue with the NEPA officials, and that can be resolved. So nobody will ask you to come and pay estimated bill, accumulated bills, or whatever. Then the ones you have been paying, the proof of what you have been paying to to the NEPA office, you have to make it available. Because each time you go to NEPA office to make payment on any bill, there's always stamp and it's always indicated that you make payment, even if it is 100,000 and you pay 5,000 out of 100,000, it's always indicating there. So you do your plus or minus and know how much you have paid NEPA so far, if you are owing NEPA or not.
Okay, madam.
All right. Okay. Secondly, you told us yesterday that your car was impounded partially or somehow seized in that compound when you approached them that you wanted to make use of the car for Uber, and they locked it. How did that happen? In 1 minute.
Okay.
Yes, because I can see you are arranging yourself for more.
Last year, when there's something I did not say yesterday, but I have to repeat it because when you called the madam in abroad,
answer this question I asked.
They locked the apartment, I guess, for the second time again. Madam locked it with the other tenants.
Which madam?
That called from abroad when she came down last year.
Yes.
I did not mention it yesterday.
Yeah.
So we contacted the lawyer. The lawyer said, why should she do that? It's very wrong. The lawyer instructed us that we should go ahead and break that flat, all of us. Because everyone was falling down.
Break flat or break
the entrance of the flat. Each not only me, both of us.
Is it the flat or the entrance, the gate?
Entrance of the flat. I'm talking about what happened. That
I ask you of car that you said yesterday. I'm not talking about entrance of anybody's.
Okay, they can.
Are you with me?
Okay, madam. Okay. So, and I have an verbal agreement with him that I will use my car to be supporting myself. Now, on that process, I was even repairing my car. When I even paying the instrumental payment, which I explained to you. All of a sudden, my car the gate was locked with a lock.
By who?
It's like incident. If not it today. I was
not
shocked.
it today.
Not it. I had it.
You snapped it.
Good.
Go ahead.
I kept quiet. He gave key to, because only 2 tenants that park car inside that compound. Others are parking outside because there's no space there. I am the first person parking there before the second tenant. He gave key to the second tenant. He did not give me the key. Even the entrance one of the passers-by, he don't even give me that one. If I come back from work, I'll be knocking at the gate, calling. Sometimes if I call, nobody pick the call. I'll go out and go and stay somewhere till the next day. I complained to him, it's unfair. Then I don't know whether someone talked to him. He gave me the key to the small gate, but the main gate did not give me the key. My car was rendered there. They started make notice to the court. I said, fine, I'll go to court.
How long did they lock the car in?
Since before the court, since beginning of last year. I have it here.
Almost a year now.
More than a year.
Okay.
Then.
And what was their reason?
I don't know. There's something happened in the middle of last year. My wardrobe got spoiled. I called the people that used to repair wardrobe. They said that they have to open the main gate, so they will pass the wardrobe, because the small gate, the wardrobe not pass there. I approached to them. They said that they don't have the key. Do you imagine that those people, they dismantle the wardrobe in the company, pieces it and take out the skeleton?
When did you finally go back to the apartment? How did they open the door that you started living there again?
Okay.
After 6 months.
Okay, good, madam. I called them on phone, the madam and this I can say that.
When you are calling madam, are you talking about the lawyer?
The lawyer.
Or you are talking about Mrs. Amadi?
I called the lawyer and I called Kinsley. I told them that I have raised some money. I know that my mother is late and I'm about to bury her. That look at how much I have raised. They said, okay, I should come. But they will discuss, have a meeting. They will call me back. When they had a meeting, they call me back. Say, when am I coming to pay the money? I told them in 2 days' time. In 2 days' time, I went to JC house. I was at the power. So they
Don't tell me too much story. I don't have time for this.
I
How
gave-
did you pay
I-
them? Go
I
straight to
gave
the
them-
point.
I
Do you
gave them
think
the-
I have
I gave them
how
the-
you go there? How you
I
sit
gave
down?
them the
who you greet?
100,000. I gave them the 100,000.
Uh-uh.
Then they said that I was paying instrumental. Then after I gave them 100,000, then I went back. They said I should come back to the next day or even the night. They will open the gate for me. Then the next day, I came. JC took the key. We went to my apartment. He opened the apartment. Go with the key. So I should enter inside. That's how I enter. I stayed there only a week. I arranged my things, washed my clothes, then traveled to bury my mom. Then I came back on January. Then when I came back on
How long
January,
do you stay during the burial?
I stayed 2 months because the burial was happened in November.
2 months.
Yes, I have.
No, I don't ask you. You stayed 2 months.
Yeah, but they have opened the
Sorry.
apartment already.
Okay.
Yeah, they have
So
opened
they
the
first
apartment.
they locked the place. You stayed outside for 6 months.
6 months, but they locked it.
Then you now raised money
I
and come
gave
back
them.
to the apartment.
Then
Thereafter, you went again for 2 months.
we have resolved the issue there.
Yes.
Because I paid them the money.
Yeah, you
for-
traveled and you now come back. I want to ask you. You live in an apartment. You said you stayed 5 years. Eh? You have stayed 5 years in that building. Do you want to inherit the house?
No.
Okay, hold on. You have no intention to inherit the building, neither the apartment.
No.
Okay. I asked you yesterday, are you married? You said yes. Are you living with your wife and kids in that place? You said no. And when you get into the apartment, 2-bedroom apartment, you paid a year, not 2 years. And after that year expired, you lost your job. You were not able to raise money to be paying your rent as it's due. What kept you in that same building that you did not make an arrangement to go into a lesser apartment where you can be paying 100,000 that you are raising to pay them, and you are now accumulating bills 1 year, 2 years? Listen to me, because I'm going to tell you why they were treating you like that, even though the law does not permit them to do so. But I always advise tenants, protect yourself against this kind of treatment. Because if you are a yearly tenant and you are paying your rent as a due, you will be given that respect. If the landlord don't need your presence in that apartment again, they will serve you 6 months notice. The 6 month notice, if it's not, you are not out, they will serve you another notice. Thereafter, before 7 days, owner's intention to recover property from you. And when you don't respond, then they proceed to court. They have no reason whatsoever to lock you, to disconnect your bill, except you are not up and doing with your utility bills. If you are not paying your NEPA bill, you are not paying your water bills, and instead of you accumulating or whatever, they can contact the ministry, water corporation, or the electricity company to come and disconnect you so as you will not accumulate more bills. But not them themselves looking for any quack electrician or technician to come and disconnect you or disconnect your water. They have no right whatsoever to do that to you.
But they have done it.
Hold on. Then, you that stays in somebody's apartment, and you know that when you build a commercial apartment that is not your residence, you build it for a purpose. That you rent it out for tenants to pay, pay you, and you make use of the money for other personal problem. So if every tenant are like you in that place, how will the owner of the building survive? Because some people pay their school fees from their building, they feed from their building, they pay their own rented apartment. I've seen many people that built, but they are living in a rented apartment because they don't want to live there. If they rent it out, if the tenant pay, then they renew their own rent. So if you as his or her tenant, you are not paying, other tenants are not paying, you are automatically want that person to face embarrassment in the hand of another landlord. So if you have been given all this opportunity, all this time, pay instrumentally, Because if you have never had any good rapport with these people, I don't think they will. But 5 years, what kind of case would keep you in 5 years? That by now you should have been out. And landlord also, and some of you lawyers that manage properties for landlords, you are not proactive in your matter. Because you want to bring leniency and relationship and all this with between yourself and tenant and whatever. This is at the end of the day what it will result to. Because when tenants fail to pay at that initial time delay and you start the person notice, before you know 1 year, 2 years before the person accumulates, the case is over from court. And before you know, because if you still want to move out of the place without paying, a smart lawyer, a good manager of property will know how to stampede you that what you are owing, you will pay it, even though the case is in court. Because you don't accumulate bills and think you go to court and maybe they take the judgment and you just disappear like that. No. If they get you even in 10 years time where you are living, you will pay for that arrears.
I'm aware of that.
You're aware of that?
Even there's a tenant there that packed out with the money.
Because that is what I'm saying. This is a senior lawyer, it's not a junior lawyer, and she can hear what I'm saying.
Yes.
She's not proactive in her management.
I did all those.
Because if she's proactive, you cannot live in an apartment for 5 years without paying. And you people will be in court after 5 years. And you'll be talking of locking of car and locking of door and locking you out, embarrassing you and all sorts.
It was a health issue. Otherwise, after serving the second notice, you knew.
So, what am I trying to say? Now, how much is the total money you are owing them?
Huge. You know, I explained to you that I paid 250,000.
You paid 250,000.
Yes.
Your rent is 350,000.
350,000.
How many years are you owing now?
So 2 years before the case went to court, I'm owing 2 years. That's
God.
2016.
Oh, shit.
Sorry, ma'am. Let me just put in something there. After giving case
No,
300,
don't interrupt him.
Please, sir.
Oh,
Thanks.
go ahead. Go ahead. I'll be brave. You see that we're having that issue and they've not been jailed.
I paid 250 already.
Okay?
They added that 2017
No, don't.
and 2016. That was 2 years rent before they took me to court. It was 700,000 naira. And I'm paying instrumental, which I've already paid 250. And all of a sudden I told them that I will start using my car. With the other resources I'm having to join it together to pay instrumental. They took me to court. And I called the lawyer. I told the lawyer, I thought we had an agreement. He said that he's not the one that took me to court.
Was it a written agreement?
Eh?
Was it a written agreement?
It was a verbal agreement, not a written agreement.
Okay.
She said she's not the one, even that she's no longer the one in charge of that property anymore. Because these people, they took the law into their hands. Of what they did. And I told her that they still locked my apartment. Even my car that was locked, why did not report to her? Because she already told that she's no longer in the teacher in that property, that she has placed her hands in that property.
But she said she's the one that locked your apartment, that it was an agreement between yourself
I'm
and
talking
her.
about the car.
Both the car and the house, she said she's the one.
No, the car, I'm talking about the car.
Yeah.
I want to contact her about the car because when I talked to her then, she said that she's not the one that went to court. That sued the matter to court. That what they did is wrong. I did not explain about the car to her because the car was already locked. The one that she's aware is the one that my apartment was locked, not the gate. You understand?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Not the gate. The gate was locked because of the car.
Yeah.
An apartment was locked different. Gate was locked different.
Okay.
Gate was locked when they took the matter to court. Before the matter went to court, they have already locked the gate. And I have an agreement with him. And that was when I was paying instrumental already.
Yeah.
Then I asked myself, if this man will lock up my car inside, take my car inside, how can I raise money to pay this man?
Yeah.
I asked him, he said that it was not the one that's doing it, that he's taking instruction from above. I kept quiet. I said, okay, I'll go to court and explain to myself at the court. I went to court, I explained myself at the court. Madam, there's nothing I want to do is again, though. Then, January this year, he called me with his brother. He told me that we are brothers, that let us resolve this issue. Let us live as one. That this case, that we want to remove the case from the court. I told him, am I the one that took the case to the court? I thought that we have an agreement. I was paying you instrumental. The case was taken to court when I was paying already. What he told me that he was not the one that took the case to court. It was the landlady.
Okay, hold on. Then at the end, what happened? Summary.
Then at the end, I told him, okay, but why did you lock the gate and take my car inside? That's what I asked him. I know that this car is what I want to use to supporting my finances and paying the rent. He said, I would have come and asked. I said, why would I ask you when you know what you are doing? I said, take by example. He said, okay, I will see what will happen. I said, okay. He said that there's another thing that he wanted to tell me again. I said, what? He said there was an entrance gate in my apartment. He put a gate in his apartment and other flats. My apartment was separate because of security. I thought he should put gate for me. He said he will not put gate for me. I said, okay, I'll put for myself. He said, if they call the person that put the gate, I will pay. I said, fine. Then after everything, he don't put the gate. That was 2 years ago. I put the gate 2 years ago.
I'm talking about, you said the case is already in court. Why are you taking us back?
What happened last week?
Excuse me.
What happened last week that I didn't explain to you? I'm going to attack me in my house. I did not explain to you yesterday.
Your case is already in court, right?
It's already there, took the case to the court.
So why are you taking me back of talking a case of 2 years ago?
No, I'm talking about the gate. What happened recently? That's what I'm trying to explain to you. That
Mr.
what
Man,
he did.
Are you ready to leave the house or you want to
I'm
stay
ready
there
to
and
leave
be
the house,
making
but
trouble?
I'm not making trouble. I'm explaining to you what I'm passing through. Okay, look at it. You said that there are evidence about the key. I said I have the evidence. Even up to this morning, it was still there. The gate was still locked.
The issue I'm saying, talking now, are you ready to resolve the case?
I'm 100% ready. 100% ready to resolve the case.
Mr. Kingsley, why did you lock his apartment?
Okay. A lot of lies have been told against me in this place.
Okay.
And I want to clarify it now. Answering your question as you asked me, I did not lock Mr. Tochukwu Charles Mbanefo's apartment.
Okay.
I did not.
Who locked it?
The lawyer did. The lawyer
Which
locked
of the lawyer?
The lawyer here, Barrister Getty, locked it.
Okay.
Then when she locked it, she gave me one of the key. So out of pity, that evening I was about to lock the gate. In the night, I saw him inside his car. I saw somebody making noise. I went to that car. I saw him. I said, Mr. Ma, what are you doing here? He said, you want to sleep inside the car. I said, no. Come into my house. I took Mr. Charles into my house. Mr. Charles was sleeping in my parlor. My wife was feeding him.
Hold on. Just respond. Have you ever slept in his apartment? Be truthful to yourself.
I'll be truthful to my God.
Yes or no? Have you ever slept in his house?
No, that was that night.
Yes or no? Have you ever slept in his house? Yes or no?
Yes, a night.
It's okay. Even if it's half minute.
Because he was
even if it's half minute, I just want to hear that.
Please, all the time he was lying against me, I'm quiet. I didn't talk. Now, he slept in my house for days. My wife was feeding him. We'll give him night food. We'll give him morning food. In the morning, I have evidence. I have somebody here that can even testify to that. Now, in the morning, he will call me. What I'm telling you, the lawyer does not have idea of this. He will call me and say he wants to go and take his bath and change his clothes. I will secretly go and open that door. Then he will enter inside his house, change, take his bath, and come out. So I was doing this for days before he himself told me that he's going to the village, want to travel to the village. It was from my house, from my parlor.
How many days did he sleep in your house?
He slept about 3 to 4 days in my house.
Before he finally left.
Before he finally left for the village, and my wife was feeding him.
Okay, when did he come back from the village?
He later came back after some months.
Up to how many months?
He stayed about 4 or 5 months.
Okay.
When he now came back, he told me that the mom was not feeling fine.
Okay.
That he was taking the mom to hospital.
Okay.
Then when he traveled, NEPA was bringing bills. I told the lawyer, said I'm not comfortable with this. So I had to go with the lawyer.
Yeah.
We wrote to the NEPA and told them that this flat is vacant. That he shut down all his electrical appliances were off.
Yeah.
He shut down everything. We told the lawyer, the NEPA. NEPA said okay, that they will come. You know, NEPA and their way of doing things. They kept on postponing. Every month they keep on bringing bill. But I had to go there again. They said I have to pay 5,000 naira into that bill. I paid 5,000 for him, so that NEPA will come and stop it. So they said okay, that they are going to come. Before then, it has compiled to months. So they said before they stop it, they will come. If they come and check that flat and see that there is light, they will not cut it. I was one day in my business center. I had a call from the office. They said they came to my house and they saw that apartment is lights are shining there. I said no, the man traveled. He said no, there's light there. That was when I now returned back home and saw that he's returned. That was after 4 or 5 months he traveled.
When he returned 4 or 5 months, how did he have access to the place? Because the lawyer lost the place.
Yes, it was opened.
Who opened it?
I opened it myself.
You opened it on his behalf?
Yes.
Why did you open it on his behalf?
I opened it because he himself, I was beating him because I took him inside my house. I was feeding him out of pity. I did everything out of pity because he's my friend, even till now. Forget about the lies that he's lying against me.
Somebody that you locked his apartment that traveled and he told you his mother was not feeling fine.
Yes.
How did you go to his apartment and open his door when he's not around?
He was around.
But you said he traveled.
Yes, I opened the door for him. I opened the door for him. He
When?
went inside before he traveled.
Yes.
He went inside his house,
Yes.
collected his belongings,
Yes.
and traveled.
And traveled.
Yes.
Then but he traveled. Now did you lock it after you?
No. No. And let me tell you how the thing is done.
Yeah.
It was not his main door. It was the entrance gate. There was a little gate
Yeah.
that leads to the main. Let's say he has a separate boys quarter environment.
Yeah.
So it was that entrance gate that was locked, and not his main door to his compound. To his house. So what I did is to open that main entrance. So he now entered and took his belongings and traveled.
But you are living in the same compound with him.
Yes, exactly.
So how do you, if he has been staying there, how come that you don't know that he's in that apartment? When you say one day you came back and NEPA said there was light, and you now went there, you now discovered that there was light,
Yes.
as if he become a spirit.
No, he returned that day. The day that NEPA went, I had already gone. So he returned and on the whole lights. You understand now? So that day he on the whole
light in the night or in the daytime?
During the evening time.
Evening time?
Yes.
And NEPA now saw,
NEPA
was still at work at evening time?
NEPA came around.
In the evening?
Yes, and saw the light.
NEPA came around in the evening?
Yes, around that 4 and 5. NEPA came and saw the light and told me that the light is on. That they came and they checked that the light is on. So I said, okay. When I now came back, I saw him that I asked him, said he returned that day. That was how the thing happened. So concerning concerning the case of the car.
Yeah.
In the year 2017, of March and April, Easter time is the time I packed into that compound. But in the year 2014, November, that he himself came in, I was not living there. I was living at Tochukwu. So I always come there to check things because we have a flat upstairs. So this car he's talking about has been impounded by him since 2016. This car was not moving since 2016.
Has he ever approached you that he wants to use the car for Uber?
No day. He did not approach me one day that he wants to use the car for Uber. The car has been impounded. He parked it in the compound and left it there since 2016.
Okay, for your information, I have had a statement from your lawyer here. I believe I respect people that respect myself and this office.
Yes.
Okay. The lawyer have confided in this office that she is the one that locked the gate.
Which of the gates?
The major gate where the car is parked. One. Secondly, she said she is also the person that locked his apartment, but it was an agreement between herself and Mr. Tochukwu that the apartment will be locked because neighbors were bringing bills to the place, to the house because of the apartment, and Tochukwu agreed before he locked the place because he was traveling. You said? So what you said as regards to the locking of the apartment, both you and your lawyer have a contradicting statement. Because what she tells me here is different. What you said your own is different. But in a nutshell, listen to me.
Okay.
Listen to me. Because I don't take nonsense from nobody.
Okay.
Who complained? Tochukwu is not a complainant in this office. But I always prove people wrong.
Okay.
If you are my father, you complain to me and you are wrong, I will say it to your face. Because at the end of life, you will not judge me, so only God I will judge.
Okay.
So I live with my conscience.
Okay.
What all of you do, including, I'm just disappointed at your lawyer. She's sitting in front of me. She's an advanced person. I respect people. But I told her all this, what you did is wrong. Because this kind of behavior should have come from a lay person. Then you as a lawyer, you tell the person, no, you don't do that. And she never denied. You know, at times people can be pushed to the wall. And they will do things and take law into their hand. But is that the right thing? No. Because you cannot appear before the judge. You can't go to honorable court and say, no, this person pushed me to the wall. For that reason, I have to take the law into my hand. You will suffer it. You can't lock somebody's apartment for whatever amount he or she is owing you. You approach court. Not by locking him in his house, not by locking the gate and denying him access and taking his car out or whatever.
You didn't allow me to say about the gate.
You have told me, I've told you before, because one, yesterday, all the statement was on you, but before you walk into my office, the lawyer have come to my office, which I know you are aware.
Okay.
And she said she has told me about the gates and about the apartments.
But I'm not the one that locked the gate. You are just putting it.
That is what I'm saying. The lawyer says you are not the one.
Okay.
She is the one, and they say if you are.
But yesterday.
She said she's not the one.
Yesterday.
But you told me you were the one.
I said I have an idea. That's what I want to do.
What is the idea? Because I have your
Yes.
comment, your this on my phone.
Exactly. If you can play it, you listen very well. He said about the gate. I said no, I did not lock. I was aware. I did not lock the gate. But when he called me later, when I discussed with him in December, I was telling you that when he now told me that he will now plan and pay back, I told him to do that. Because when he called about lawyer, I wasn't the one the lawyer that took him to court. Let's straighten that.
The court is different. But you told me you were the one. Listen to me.
I know. I locked his own.
Madam,
Entrance gate.
Not the
Let's
outside.
put
Not
things
the
right.
The gate where I park my car. Entrance of the flat. That's what.
gate?
Because if you said what?
Gate are we talking about here? Let's put this thing
No,
right.
he's talking about the outside.
Gate.
You have two gates in that. There's a gate to his apartment. There's another gate that people use to drive out.
So the fact there is that what I'm trying to stress here and tell everybody here that the gate to his apartment, I did not lock it.
I locked it. I said,
Lawyer lock
And the
it.
lawyer said, is it right for you to lock somebody's
not
apartment?
right.
It's wrong.
Yes, even this one I saying, I've even petitioned to NEPA because of the bill. I had to make sure I go there. They have to
Even
bring
for
out the lawyer.
whatever reason, ma, you are not supposed to lock it. But I just want to emphasize on that
I
because
understand
already
your
you have
point,
already
yes,
talked to me.
of course, I know.
Yeah. So in the issue of the car, who locked the major gate?
He's the one. Okay. Let me come there because he has been lying against me. Now, I locked the gate with reason.
What is the reason?
The main gate. Keep quiet.
No. Don't even do that here. Nobody is your child. Don't tell nobody to keep quiet.
I've been quiet before.
No matter what, don't tell nobody to keep quiet. Nobody is your child here.
Okay, no problem. No problem.
How can you tell an adult to keep quiet? As in what?
All right.
Go ahead.
This gate, in the year 2018, a tenant packed out. June and July. I was about to go to church. So they checked the time I always come back. Before I could come back from church, they packed their things and left. So I called the landlady, Madam Amadi, told her, look at what happened. She said, okay, but what I'm going to do is to lock the entrance gate. Remember I told you that this car has been parking in that compound since 2016, which I asked him. He said there's no battery in that car. I parked into that compound March and April 2017. So when that tenant parked out and parked, he is owing a lot of money and they never gives. I was asked to lock the main gate because it's a rolling gate. It has an entrance gate.
Okay, you locked the car on Mrs. Amaka's instruction.
Yes.
Okay, good.
I locked,
go ahead.
I locked the entrance, the big gate.
Yes.
But the small gate is open.
Can you drive out with the car with the small gate?
For the small gate.
He has the key. Excuse me.
That's a question.
Excuse
you
me.
don't ask him questions because I'm not asking
me.
you.
Madam, you can see it now. He's interrupting me.
You are not the one asking questions, so you have no reason whatsoever to question him. Don't interrupt him anymore.
So I was asked to lock the big gate. So I locked the big gate. But the smaller gate at the center gate.
No, we're talking about car. Smaller gate, everybody can access it with leg.
Yes.
But the big gate, you cannot. The small gate, you cannot drive car in or out. You have another person that park car in that compound, right?
Yes.
How did the person go out? Or the car is not working?
No, the person comes in and out. I gave the man the key.
So each time the person wants to go out,
I gave him key. He has a spare key.
So if he wants to go out, he uses the
each
spare
time
key.
he has to go,
Yeah.
he opens the key, opens the big gate and drives off. The man goes out every morning and comes back in the evening.
Okay, so if Tochukwu want to drive his own car, what happened?
Then the car has been parked since 2016. It has not been moving. I asked him, he said there's no battery in that car.
Does
yes, battery can make a car not to move.
But it's not a major car that you say someone. You cannot impound car for because of battery for how many years?
I told you that since 2016 the car have been parking there. So there was no day.
Since you park into that apartment, before you begin to lock door by the instruction of Mrs. Amaka, you have not seen him.
The car has not moved since 2016. That car has been parked in that place, and there are tenants in that house that can testify to this. That this car has been parked there since 2016 without movement. I parked in there 2017. Then in 2018, June, July, when the tenant parked out, owing, that was when I locked the gate. The gate has been open since 2016 till June 2018. That he can move in and move out, but the car has been impounded by himself. He left the car there like that. So when I now locked the gate, I gave key to the ones that moved their car, because Mr. Brahimo that lives up moves his car. I gave him key, and all this time that gate is locked, as he rightly said, that gate there's still padlock there. If he wants to come in, he put in. So he has never come to me and said he wants to move that car, because seeing that car is just like a wreckage. It's just there, not moving. So I left the car there. That is why he have not asked for the key. But the other small gate, I gave him the key. He comes in anytime he wants. In the night, anytime. You open the gate and come in. He has not for one day asked me to give him key for that gate. And number two is that that car has not been moving in that out of that compound since 2016. Remember, I parked in there 2017 March. Easter time. That was when I parked in. But I've been coming regularly as the caretaker of the yard. I've been seeing that car parked there without movement. There are tenants in that yard that can testify to this.
Tell Amaka to call this one. Mrs. Amaka, Amadi. Sir? Okay, sorry, Mrs. Amadi. I know you are with us, sir. You can call us on 090302474. I have some questions for you. The same number you called yesterday, 090302474. Mrs. Amaka, call us on that line. We want to have a word with you. Okay, while we wait for Amaka, Mr. Amadi, sorry. While we are waiting for her call, I want to ask you. You heard Mr. Kingsley that you've parked this car for more than since 2016. What were you using the car for now?
My car is my private car. I've been using it even before he came in.
When what?
Before I was using it driving each and every day, even before he parked inside that compound. Let me tell you something. I hate when someone.
Human rights defender and access to justice. Are we speaking to Mr. Amadi?
Hello. Good afternoon.
Afternoon. Mr. Amadi, am I right?
I'm the one calling.
It's all right.
Yes. I'm
Mr.
Amadi.
Okay, I want to ask you a question.
Yeah, I'm Mr. Amadi.
Okay, Kingsley told us in this office that you instructed him to lock the main gate where this man is supposed to move his car. Why did you ask him to lock the gate?
Hello.
I can hear you. You can call us back if you can't hear. Call us back. Yeah. All right. Okay.
Okay, madam, should I continue?
Yeah, they say you should wear your mask.
So, it was 2018.
You speak too loud. You can't wear mask and be talking low.
2018, that was when I was paying instrumental. After I came back from burial, my mother's burial. So I was outside one morning.
Hold on, we want to hear from Mr. Maka. Hello, Mr. Maka, can you hear us?
Hello.
Can you reduce the volume so that you can hear? Okay. Reduce the volume of you can't hear yourself and hear us. Reduce the volume of what you are watching from.
Yeah. Hello, can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello.
We can hear you. Mr. Kingsley said he locked the gates.
Okay, yeah.
By your instruction. Why did you ask them to lock the gates?
Ask Mr. Kingsley to lock the gate with reason. Because somebody that is living there can't accept and move without our notice. Then that's the reason why they lock the gate. And Tochukwu has been saying that the car will not be gate without taking in key. That car has been parking there for several years. I will be around. I'm not living in Lagos. If when I'm around, I will ask Tochukwu to move his car. The car is not moving. Me, myself, I parked my car several times outside the gate. I leave my car outside the gate. The own car is there. The car is not moving.
Okay,
For more than
secondly.
5 years or 6 years there. That car is not moving. He's lying. He cannot even say a single truth. If he don't want to pay, there is no problem on it. I mean, we don't. He can stay.
Hold on. Secondly,
That money is big and it's too small for me and it's too big for others. If you don't want to pay, let him pass his face and look. And my God.
can you listen to me? Hello, madam.
Thank God you're the man.
Madam,
That's
excuse me.
That's family to know.
Please, if you are ready to hear us, you call us and hear us. Because if you want God to handle, you would have reported this case to God and leave this office alone. You took person to court. I'm asking you question. You don't want to listen to my question. You are just busy talking to yourself.
Should I continue?
We want you to call back in this office so that we can end this case this morning. We have other case to attend to. You involve a lawyer. They lock somebody's house, even if the car is parked there for 100 years. You duplicate key for other people that have cars. Why did you give him a key to where if he wants to fix the car or he wants to go out? You said the car will be parked for years, and the Kisley said they have a battery problem. Can battery make anybody to park car for years? A battery that you can easily rent. Hello.
Hello.
Reduce the volume of what you are watching from, and let's so that you can hear us here, please.
Okay. I have done that.
Yeah. You took this man to court. Reduce the volume of what you are watching from. If you want to hear us, you just have to reduce what you are watching from. Reduce the volume entirely.
I have done it. I have done it already.
Thank you. This case is already in court. Why did you report the man here again? Because it's you guys that took him to court.
Yes. Oh, the reason why I reported him in women's rights because the lawyer that we gave the case, the lawyer went to the court, and I don't know what he actually did in the court. He didn't present the court. He didn't present the case very well in the court. Then they pushed the case. I said, okay, I don't know who Toronto. That's why I said, okay, let me just report it in a women's rights.
Okay. I just want to leave a word with you.
Hello.
Madam, you can listen to me. Well, you may feel the lawyer did not present the case properly. I don't know which lawyer you're talking about, if it's the one in this office or another one.
No, not this one. Not this one.
But if it's another one, any lawyer with rightful mind, okay, any lawyer with rightful mind will still tell you, except you have no conscience. If you have conscience and you might package your case very well, but forget that God is the judge. Because if you go to court and God go ahead of you, there is nothing you can do except God. I'm not judging anybody. Number one, Mr. Tochukwu, you have done so bad. Are you with me? I don't care how any of you may feel, but I will say the right thing and damn the consequence. You must wear your clothes, you sew your clothes according to the yardage, not according to your size. Because if you buy a yard of clothes and you want to sew it according to your size, I believe 1 yard of clothes cannot size you even with shirts. So you sew cloth according to the yardage, but you are trying to sew your clothes according to your size. When things was going okay with you, you were working, and you want to live comfortable, you rented 2-bedroom apartments. As things change, life change, you change with life. Because some people started by squatting with people. Today they have estates. Some of them are living comfortably, living in abroad. Some are living in their personal buildings, and they even build and give out. But these are people that squat with people, stay under bridge, push byros, and so on. If you want to live above your income, above your means, then you are digging for something else, which is the embarrassment you have caused yourself. If you are calculative enough, what you would have done is, as things change, you are not working, the money you were giving them instrumentally, thinking things will change, and you notice that things are not changing. You are not into business, you are working, money is not forthcoming. That is when you would have switched to self-contained. Excuse me, don't interrupt me, please. You cannot live in somebody's apartment. Let me tell you one thing some of you don't know. When you say somebody is a witch is not by person going to coven. When you are offending someone and the person's spirit is not happy with you, you will definitely be affected, mostly when the person is justified. You are living in somebody's apartment where the person is expecting his or her living from. You are not paying. You are not that, okay, I have seen people when they are living, the things are not, they will just beg, hello sir, please ma, help me. This rent, I will not be able to pay it. Can you help me to pack out? I'm not willing to leave water so that I will not be accumulating bills for myself and deny you a room of renting your house to another person. Can you help me with the one I'm owing so that I can pack out? I have seen tenants and landlord go into such agreement, they sign and the person pack out, and the landlord forfeits the 1 year you are owing and you leave. You may take your goods and maybe distribute to some of your friends, and you begin to squat, and things will peak because you have a genuine mind, because you have God-fearing mind, because you have fixed yourself in the mind, in the shoe of that person. But if you want to leave, at most they take me to court, this and that. If you are the kind of tenant that will come to my office and like bet with your landlord, at most will go to court. I will surprise you. You will be shocked when your load will be thrown out in that court, in that house. But you think you are still in court. I do to people what they deserve. If you come to this office with genuine intention, I will treat you with genuine judgment. If you come here with a bad intention, I will treat you with a judgment that you will go and regret your life. So you don't live in people's apartment 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and you want to pay the person instrumentally, and you want such person to be happy. So if the person's mind is not happy, that can still affect you being favored. What you could have done is to pack out of the place, go to other apartment, a room and parlour, start from somewhere, and God will seize your heart, because when you don't despise your little beginning, you will go higher in life. So dragging his apartment with her, checking what they have done, and not this, when you push somebody, at the end of the day, the person will be forced to react in a way that is he or she may also later regret. You caused all this problem. You caused all this embarrassment. I would want this case resolved in this office, because all of you have your fault. If I want to face you, I will tell you, I will be on Mrs. Amadi's side and we will go to court with you. If I want to be with you, I will say that I will be with you and I will go to court with Mrs. Amadi against her. Nobody is free of error among both of you. You have erred, and your error brought this. So going to court, staying in that house and all these things is unfair. If you are paying your rent as it were due accurately, I don't think all these things will come up. I don't think this man will have the room to say, will you shut up this afternoon? I don't think anybody will have that audacity or that right to go and lock your door or lock your entrance or anything. Maybe by now you must have bought a better car. So please, I will not want too much story on this issue. I want that case withdrawn from court, which they will sign, and however, then the issue now, you is like, pack to an affordable apartment, okay? Because you are owing them. Don't accumulate more bills anymore. So that if you are praying to God for favor, God will still answer you. Because this is source of income where the person eats, and you heard that she's a widow. There are some wicked widows. It's not every widow that has a wife of Jesus. There are some wicked widows, and there are some nice widows. I'm a widow. Those statements don't move me, because I've also seen wicked widows that you will imagine, are you really a widow? Have you ever once been married? So let's just keep the widow aspect of it. Let's bring in the fact that she is a human being like you, and you hope to be greater than where you are living. You pray to be richer than any other person, and you wish to have your own buildings, and people will live and pay you accurately without dragging you to court or having cause of having this kind of meetings here and there. Please, if that is okay by you, then let's discuss the modalities.
So thank you very much, madam.
Can you speak a bit loud? Because you know I'm not the only one watching you.
I say thank you very much, madam.
Okay.
What you said is okay by me, because I appreciate, because I'm not the one that got the case here, and I appreciate the way you handle the issue, because I feel that I was oppressed. That's why I was explaining everything. I was going to say that I will need someone that will listen to me very well and know what I'm feeling. I don't have intention of staying to that apartment until now.
So you were given fair hearing.
He gave me a fair hearing.
Okay.
It's not my intention to stay in that apartment until now.
Yeah, I know. That is what I'm saying. It's not your intention, but you should have been proactive.
Yes.
You would have taken a better step other than staying there. The 100,000 and 50,000 or 200 and something thousand you pay to them, you would have used that to rent room and parlor. You would have used that to rent a room self-contained. You understand?
I don't want to.
In an affordable.
I don't want to offend them, because we had an agreement. I said, okay, let me be paying them, because it's not my intention to owe them.
Okay, now, Mrs. Amadi.
It's not my intention to owe them.
Is she online? Hello. You heard what I said. You heard me.
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm online.
Okay. If Mr. Tochukwu,
Yes,
if Tochukwu decided to pack out from that the apartment, are you willing to forfeit what he's owing?
The whole 5 years.
Yeah, since he is not forthcoming in payment, and the more he's staying and he's accumulating more bills, are you ready to forfeit that?
The whole 5 years, for me to forfeit the whole 5 years that is owing.
It's a question, ma.
No.
Okay.
Let him pay me the half of it. Let him carry his things and go.
Okay, Mr. Amadi, what do you do for a living? What are you doing now? Be fast. People are asking. I ask you. Sorry, not you. I'm talking to you, Tochukwu. What do you do for a living?
As of now,
Yes.
I'm going to depot because of I'm a marketer, but my license was withdrawn, so I have to be selling for people, to be making little money. That's why I want to use my motor as a transport to be supporting and offsetting the bill. But they crippled me by
Don't take us back. That's not an excuse.
But now my income.
That's not an excuse. Today you want to pay that motor I saw. Is it what you want to pay how many thousand? What are you talking about? That I kept you quiet.
Oh my God.
What I'm trying to say now is that my income is not okay now. What I'm earning in the depot.
Eh?
What I'm earning at depot, my income is not okay.
Okay, you heard what she said. That you should pay her half of what you are owing, which is 350,000. Am I right?
No,
or less?
350 times 5.
It's not 5 years.
350 times 5.
It's 5.5 years.
No.
It's 5 years. Yes, times 5, half of it. Let him give me the half and take the problem and go.
Can you pay them the half of what you are owing and go?
It's not 5 years. It's
Hold on. Face me here. Listen to me here. I'm talking to the owner of the house and you.
Okay.
Are you ready to pay half of what you are owing and leave the house?
Half of the what I'm owing and leave the house. Okay. I'm ready, but I don't know when the time freeze not as soon.
The time phrase.
Yes, to pay it off and leave the house.
Okay. You will tell us when you will pay, but you will go out and pay, but you will sign here.
I don't understand.
You will pack out now, right? But you will sign and tell us when you will pay the half that you agree to. You don't need to stay there and pay. Just pack out and pay. But you will sign here how you will be paying. You know you can't dear this office because you are not Mrs. Amadi. What you will do is this. Sign the one you want to pay, which is the half. How you will pay it, sign it with this office. Pack your things and go. Then be paying to this office will remit to her. Don't accumulate more. Because if you say stay there, you will pay the half, after which you pay. No problem, because I understand where you are coming from. And for the even if the case is concluded, please, whatever information you give to us here, be rest assured that we are still going to investigate you. This is not any other normal human rights office. And have your conscience that if you have the money, you don't pay her. No problem. Stay with your conscience between yourself and God. When you need that to pray for anything you ask from God, remember this day that this is what I say in this office. Are you with me? Okay. You've agreed to pay half of the money you are owing, right?
Yes.
Okay, tell us what is the total amount. Let her hear. I want you people to reconcile that.
The half of the money will be 700,000.
700,000.
Yes, because I've already paid 250 minus a year. That is 5 years. I'm talking. I've already paid 250 already.
Mr. Amadi, did you hear what he said?
So it's not 5 years.
Can you ask me directly?
No, I didn't hear him.
He said the half of the money is 700,000. It's 700,000. How much?
How can it be someone on December this year we make it 5 years, that is 350.
350 times 5, how much?
It's 1,750,000. 1,750 naira.
1 million. Use your calculation now.
It will be 875,000.
Madam, don't waste my time. Use your calculator
It will be
there.
875,000.
He said he paid 250,000.
It will be 800.
Minus the 250,000 he paid.
He paid 250,000.
Eh?
No, he paid 150.
He has paid
250,000, 150,000.
to me and 50.
And I gave 100 cash in the parlor when I came back to open the.
Did not give me any cash.
You have given me
He
100.
did not give
No,
me
you directed
any
you to
cash.
me. You gave me 100.
You say what?
50
He
twice.
did not give me any cash.
Out of the 875.
Who did you? The one. Hold on. Did you give him receipt of the one he gave to you?
No. You know,
No, I'm coming. Hold on. Excuse me, Madam Lawyer. Did you give him receipt of the 150,000 he gave to you?
No, I didn't give him the receipt.
Okay. Because excuse me, because this is your word against his word, and as a lawyer, you should know you deal with documents and proof.
Exactly.
So if they
He's not
paid
saying
to
he gave me
you,
more.
you
He's
did
not
not.
saying he
He
gave me
did not give a receipt. Now he said he gave 100,000 to Kingsley, and you say he did not give him any money. So how do we argue
I'm talking
this?
about what he gave to me, because I know. How much did you give me?
January
150. Is that not correct?
150. But when I came
Go
back
straight to
on
the
November,
point. How much did you give to?
I
You
gave
like
them
talking too
250, I
much.
gave them 250,000. 100,000 into two.
Which day did you give the 100,000? Which day did you give?
That's okay. Filling station.
Which day? Which day? You that gave the 100,000. Which day did you give him Kingsley 100,000?
When I came back on November 10th.
Which day? I asked of day
I did
and
not
month.
give. I'm giving to the lawyer. I'm giving to. I'm not giving to.
How much
Kingsley.
did you give me?
How much did you give?
I gave her 100,000 first. 50,000 on January. Then on the March, I give 100,000 again.
So who?
I wasn't even in the
She's the
country.
one I'm giving.
No.
So why do you say you give this person 100,000 in the palace?
No.
No. If I pay to her, she will pay. She will transfer it to him.
Of course I do. Like, wait, hold on.
Yes.
He said he gave me
Don't
cash.
don't confuse yourself. You know it's cash.
It's cash.
Listen, MRS filling station. When you brought the last 50,000, what did I say? But you told me you're coming with 100. You said there was something that happened. True or false? You brought 50. See, let's be truthful, just like you said. I really like the way she's handling this issue. That's you promised. You said something happened, you cannot. Remember again, I spoke to you in December when I played with you that I've asked them the case will be stopped, nothing about it anymore. This is be done. You said you're happy. You explained about cash to me. You promised that you start paying me. Did I send you back account number in general or not? I did. Is that not correct? I keep calling. You said don't worry. That you paid them, that they did not give you enough money. That you're going to give me the money. True or false? True or false?
I see me so.
Wait, I'm saying you say very simple.
January,
Okay,
this man came to my house, and this man was saying 250. That was on January this year. That my money that I paid 250.
Oh, excuse me, Mrs. Amaka. Hello,
January
Amadi.
at the time when two of you came to my place.
Can you stop the
I
noise?
said
please?
250.
If madam is claiming
Listen to me,
okay.
madam. The foundation, if foundation is lay, if we lay foundation on a wrong, if foundation is laid wrongly, there is nothing you can do with the main building. The foundation has already been laid on a wrong soil, on a wrong. You have laid a wrong foundation. Both the 100,000, both the 50,000, no one was received. So since there is no money received, the money this guy have paid to the lawyer, no one is received. Then we have no argument here. Because if you said I give you 100,000, you said no, this is the receipt of what you paid. The other one you pay, how come I did not receive it? Then it's easy to argue. He said he paid 250, the lawyer said he paid 150. The one the lawyer accepted, even was not received. So we cannot talk about that. Excuse me, no, you cannot collect money for people without receiving it.
I remember how I paid. I came to your place 2 times.
No,
The first time I came to
excuse
the
me.
estate, the second time again, I was at
Twice,
the bank. The second time, that is twice that I paid. Oh my.
I thought I said
Then
twice.
the first one I paid in the house, in the parlor of this man. Two or three of us was there in his part. That was on November 100,000.
November what?
Then the remaining 2 payments, I came to us. Remaining 2 payments.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Excuse me. Don't interrupt. I don't even know. Why you are talking inside, I don't know. You are not the lawyer. You are not the caretaker. Excuse me. If I want you to talk, I'll let you know. Kingsley.
Yes, ma'am.
This man said he gave money to lawyer in your parlor. Is it true? Was there any time he gave money to this lawyer in your parlor?
No, it's not true. He came to my parlor with money. He came with 100,000 and said he's going to pay. I told him I don't collect money.
Okay.
Because, let me remove this. Because it's the lawyer that always collect the money. I sent him to the lawyer. Go to the lawyer and pay.
So the lawyer did not come to your house?
No. He was, don't interrupt me. He was with me with that money. I said, go to the lawyer and pay. Then he said, okay. He got up and went to the lawyer. Okay. Then the lawyer now told me that he has paid 100,000. Later, he paid 50 to the lawyer because I already directed him to the lawyer. I don't collect money of that yard. It is the lawyer that collects.
It's all right.
And issue receipt.
All right. Mrs. Amadi? Hello?
Yes.
The total money now, let's say he paid 250,000. So if we minus 250,000 from 1 million, 8 what?
Let him pay the 700. For me, 2 years is just okay. Tell madam because I want to say yeah. So
1,750,000.
You say what?
It's 1,750,000.
1,750,000. So
the total money will be 1,750,000.
1,750,000 minus 250. That is 1,500,000. So divided by 2, that is 750,000. Have you heard that? Okay.
I will not divide it again because he's lying. I will not divide it
Okay,
again.
madam, we cannot continue like that. Okay, I think, hold on.
Please, as a lawyer, I'm saying that is what should happen now.
Madam, you cannot keep us on and on. I think I will advise you people will continue in this case in court.
He's lying.
Forget about no, madam, we're not continuing in court. It has to end here. Please. Mrs. Amadi, I'm here. The lawyer is here. Let him pay the 750 and let this thing end.
He's lying.
Please, not it so much.
Okay.
I'm here now speaking.
Okay.
Yes. Just take what I'm telling you now. Let me
Okay,
step in now.
okay. It's okay. I accept that. But
Okay,
when
that's
he's
okay.
paying it, and when he's
Don't worry about that. She's going to take care of that.
When he's packing,
And he's packing immediately.
let him do whatever he
Mr.
wishes to
Tochukwu,
pay. Let him
Tochukwu,
pack his things and go. Let him
give us the
pay
date
when
you are
he's
going
packing
out of that house.
Thank you for accepting that.
Please speak loud, please.
You give me time. Now we're in
This is me.
May. Before August, I will leave.
You say what?
Before August, within 2 months interval, I will leave.
Why within 2 months interval?
I have to look for where to park the property. And the money I used to transfer it. To look for a house is not easy, and to look for somewhere to park it is not easy. I know the situation we are in Nigeria now.
May, June, July, May. We're already ending the
May have already
June,
ended.
July, August. No, we're in May. May
Yeah.
is ending.
May is ending this weekend.
June, July, August. That is 3 months now. It's not 2 months.
I said 2 to 3 months.
That's
That's
July.
No, let's make it 2 months.
2 months.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Then the money, how do you pay it?
Okay, I will pay it instrumental. I'll put it in the writing. I'll pay it instrumental.
How many instrumental? 2 or 3?
Let me just say, because as things is, I might say
2 or 3. I don't want too
may
much
say 3,
story,
I
please.
might say 2. It might change.
2 or 3. You will work towards it.
That's what I.
You have to work towards it.
That's what I have to sit down and walk towards it. I can't just mention and say, look at how I take pay.
That is why I say 2 or 3. You can pay outrightly. You can.
I might even pay outright.
Esther.
I might even pay 3 times, but I have to sit down and work out it.
Call the answer for
I will sit down and work out.
Call her fast for me. Call that guy. Stop him. I want to see him. Yeah.
Let me just say I will pay 5 times
Why 5 times?
because of the situation of things.
Why is situation of
And
things?
things might change. I might even pay 4 times because the money is not coming forth. I can't rob to pay. That's why I say I have to sit down and work it out for myself. Not that tomorrow now you say that I say this and I change more. I change my mind. I say that I change my mouth and say another thing again. I have to sit down and work it out.
5 times. 5 times.
I have to sit down and work it out.
5 times. All I need from you is yes or no. Don't provoke me this afternoon
I
because
said
you may
yes.
not want. You may not like me at the end of this. Don't even push me.
I said yes.
Eh?
I said yes.
5 times.
5 times.
750 divided by 5. 150. Okay. I thank God you know that here is not court.
You know, you just ask me how much. But I
If
have
you
to sit
breach,
down and
listen to me, sir. If you breach any one undertaking you take in this office, you will not like it. Today you have more than fair hearing.
yes.
You have more than fair hearing, and if you truly have conscience, you will do as you said. Don't allow the grace of God to depart from you in this office. So as you have said, go and do it.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam.
Okay, good afternoon, the chairman, human rights defender, and access to justice advocate center. This case have ended, and the resolution is Mr. Tochukwu will pack out from that apartment on end of July 2020. Secondly, he is to pay the sum of 750,000 on 5 instrumental payments, which is going to write undertaking how he's going to pay that back to Mrs. Amadi. Thank you very much for joining us. God bless you. I appreciate every one of you that have shared this page. Thank you. And remain blessed. Okay.
Yes.
I want to ask you a question. So far, so good. Today is your first time of coming to this office, right?
Yes.
Okay, tell us, what did you feel about this resolution?
I feel okay. Though there are lots of lies he told against me, but I have forgiven that.
Okay.
But to God be the glory in the way you handled it. And my earnest prayer is that the Almighty God whom we serve, He keep on protecting you and this company
Amen.
from any evil that
Amen.
the enemy might even want to project against you.
Amen.
Because I can see that what you are in is a hot seat. It's not just an ordinary office. It's an office that has to stand on the truth and defend human rights. So as it is now, I glorify the name of the Lord for this. And my earnest prayer for him, Mr. Charles Tochukwu, is that God himself will provide for him.
Amen.
So that he can pay
Amen.
and fulfill his promises.
Amen.
And I want to equally let him know that I am not an enemy to him.
All right.
He has been my friend from time immemorial, and he continues to be my friend. Even if he passed out, anywhere I see him, we will greet as man on man. There's nothing there. I don't bear grudges. I'm a pastor by God's grace.
Okay.
I don't bear grudges to anybody. I stand on the truth. So I pray that God will provide for him.
Amen.
As he moves out of this place, let God provide for him
Amen.
to fulfill, and at the end of the day, he can pack out and God will receive all the glory.
Amen.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Kingsley. I appreciate it. Okay, back to Mr. Tochukwu. Okay, give us a word on what you feel about this.
Thank you, madam. I'm very excited because I was not expecting to have a fair hearing.
Okay.
Because when someone is feeling that he's oppressed, you'll be asking where can he get justice? Who will listen to him? But I came in here, you gave me a fair hearing, you listened to me. I'm very happy for that.
Thank you.
And
Right.
my prayer is that we people should continue the good work we people are doing.
Thank you.
It's not easy to be doing such a work because in terms of the society we are today, a lot of things have been going on. To take someone's issue onto your shoulder is not an easy thing because it's not an easy, except the wisdom from God.
All right.
And the strength. I'm happy that everything went successful. By the grace of God, let God keep us alive, healthy, so that things will work out fine in each of our desires, whatever we aspire in this life.
Amen.
Nobody's praying to have issues.
Yeah. It's all right.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you. And you've heard what Mr. Kingsley said, that you remain friends, which I know you will also have as an adult, a matured person. You have to have such a mind towards him. Okay. The law, definitely I must hear from you.
Yes.
Okay, briefly, we'll have you in this office, though we've never wanted to show your face, but now we'll have to show your face.
It's very important.
So far, so good for what you have experienced in this case.
Actually, you've done so wonderfully well.
Thank you.
As a lawyer, I know how these things work.
Okay.
But you know, each property, each client has his or her own way of handling things.
Sure.
I did exactly as per instruction. Like the days the court issue or whatever, I wasn't around because of health issues, which I explained to you.
Yeah.
And I did everything that I've even moved twice to help Tochukwu. He's here. By calling his brother to help him pay the bill, he's here, he's alive. By trying to even connect him to my husband when they were in charge of oil and gas downstream, to help him with the oil business. But one thing I have to say here that is very clear is this. I pray God whatsoever, because at times you don't know what's worrying us.
Yeah.
Tochukwu, I think, has an issue just like most of us do in life. Whatever that makes him not to keep to promises, I pray to them that God will cancel that in Jesus' name.
Amen.
And Kingsley is a person I know that's human. I thank God that the issues of locking up gates and whatever have been corrected.
Yeah.
They were false. No, somebody who feels that he's oppressed and down can say anything just to get away from it.
Yeah.
Like only God knows the truth.
Yeah.
But what you're doing, I'm a human rights person myself. Whatever things I do, like the
senior
way,
lawyer for that
a senior lawyer for that matter.
Yeah.
Whatever that you're doing here is exceptionally great.
Thank you, ma.
I like that.
Thank you, ma.
But again, Tochukwu, I said this in camera. Make sure you don't default this time around.
Yeah.
I can't count the number of times you did that. You see, in life, we don't, even in law, there are exceptions.
Yeah.
You don't have to be strict jacketed all the time. You show love, you show humanity.
Yeah.
That was exactly what I did to him from the time the mother was sick to the time he died. I've served him notice twice. The 7 days, twice. And all those things, I mean, when one is being pushed to the wall, there are things you do that are not right.
Yeah.
But most times, you don't start a fight you cannot finish.
Yeah.
I advise him henceforth, even if I know he's going to live here for sure, and any new place that he's going to, if you have an issue, tell the people on time.
Yeah.
We're all human. You'll be helped out. But keeping up or keeping quiet and thinking that the person ought to understand, it's not possible. Things are not done in that manner. This office is great, and you're lucky. Congratulations. Now, Madam has accepted to waive off the other things, which some people will not do. And I like her for that. But I pray you, make sure you don't disappoint them here, because it's not going to be business as usual. That's my advice to you. Make sure you don't. And nobody helps, nobody hates you. So, and in life, let us try to tell the truth to set us free.
All right.
So that's it.
Thank
And
you
the
very
correction
much.
of receipts, we have a way we do it. When I pick money from them, he receives because for accountability. I won't say I picked ₦1 and you say you collected 50 and you give another receipt. No. So that's the way I've been helping the woman and the property to do it. So we know what we're doing. But again, because one shows human face does not make one bad. But I'm happy the way you resolve this thing. And I pray that this should be the final one, that he will not fail. And I appreciate it. You're doing a wonderful work.
Thank you,
God
ma.
will bless you always.
All
And
right,
bless the office.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, we'll have some comments that people are putting up. Let's quickly read some comments.
Okay.
Yeah, because normally we'll give room for people to call in,
Okay.
but because okay, somebody say, please help with this contact, please. All right. If you really want to help, because somebody draw my attention on comments. Let's help. Human rights defender, access to justice. Good afternoon.
Hello, good morning.
Who is speaking and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Adamawa State.
Can you speak loud? Are you calling in respect of this case?
The landlord and tenant. This is Mama.
Go ahead, please, and be brief because we've already ended the case, please.
I didn't get.
Are you calling to contribute on this case?
No, I'm the one. I'm complainer. I made a complaint. And the
Call back,
lady
please.
said-
Call back later, please.
Okay, that's that person altogether.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, briefly, we want to give room for few calls to this office as regard to this case, because my attention was drawn that somebody said you want to help with 100,000. I don't know if you want to help Tochukwu or you want to pay the money to the tenant. So briefly, let me put this line on. Human rights defender and access to justice. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Who is speaking and where are you
My
calling from?
name is, the former Mama. I made a complaint about
Madam,
one of my
please
tenants
call
who
back.
refused to pay.
Please call back. This is not, we are on right now. This line is not open for complaint, but for contribute on the case we're handling. Thank you. If you are the person that indicate interest of helping with the sum of 100,000, please call in at 090-3000-2474 is the call line. Winnie Enugu, please post our number there. Thank you. Human rights defender and access to justice.
Hello.
Good afternoon. Yes, reduce the volume of your set, please.
Yeah, I'm not going to put. Yeah, I've done that. Please, and Mrs. Amadi, please, we didn't conclude anything about the NEPA bill. I have divided the money into what of the NEPA bill?
The NEPA bill, the NEPA bill, he will pay his current bills. He's not going to pay the accumulated bills. He will pay that one. They will resolve it between themselves and the lawyer. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Oh.
But, madam, you did not ask me about that NEPA bill matter.
You guys can go and resolve the NEPA bill between yourself, the lawyer, and NEPA.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. If the person cannot call in, then if there is any other information from this office, we'll relate back to either of them. 0903-024-74 is that call line. If you really thank you, gift Nikki. So, all right, that is it for the day. God bless you, and if you wish in any way you want to support the man in question, or you want to pity the landlady in Europe by assisting Mr. Tochukwu, no problem. This office is open to you at any given time that you can support. Human rights defender and access to justice, good afternoon. Okay, that is it. Have a wonderful day.